The Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week is coming up next between
Spartans
and the
OLSH
right here on the
Sports Network.
When everyone else is going to sleep, I'm just getting up. Every night, in every bakery cafe, we bake fresh bread from fresh dough. Not because it's easy, but because that's what makes the best bread. And when it comes out of the oven, it smells so good. At Panera, baking is our passion. It's a craft and an art form. Real bread, fresh dough, done right. Making today better. It's a belief that fresh bread makes the difference.
Charlie Batch joining us for the broadcast. First of all, thanks for joining us. This should be a good one. Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week gets you set here with head coach of the Laurel Spartans, Pat Cuba. Pat, getting set for your Week 3 game. Interesting loss last week against the Neshannock Lancers. Could have had an opportunity to go up by 2 touchdowns, but still want to get off on the right foot this week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, we had our chances last week. They're a very good football team, very fast. But the kids responded very well this week. You know, they came back ready to go, so I think we'll be all right tonight.
OLSH, what do you see from them, both offensively and defensively?
Offensively, they're more of a. They've showed power game. They've got some nice big bodies. You know, they're going to try. I mean, that's what they've showed. It looks like they could probably try to run you over. We got to be ready for that. We've prepared for that. But they also had the flexibility. I saw they were going 4 wides and throwing the ball a little bit. Well, actually, a little bit more than I thought they would last week against Western Beavers. So it should be an interesting matchup as far as what it is, what they come in with.
Both size and number-wise in your favor, looking to exploit that on the other side of the field tonight.
Yeah, we're hoping to. I mean, we got 40. I think tonight I have 36 kids, but we have 42. I know that's a numbers game. That's a tough thing, you know, when you're down in numbers. So, yeah, we're going to try to use a lot of people.
With the new quarterback in for the Chargers, what are you going to do to maybe disrupt things for him, knowing that it's his first start of the year?
Well, we basically do what we do, whether it's him or the other kid. Actually, this kid's a pretty good quarterback. He's a good athlete, number 12. Very aggressive. I was impressed with him just as an athlete. So I'm sure he brings more to the table than we're ready, you know, than we expect. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week gets you set. OLSH and Laurel coming here with head coach of the OLSH Chargers, Bill Daniels. Coach, a very interesting start to the 2013 campaign for the Chargers, and here we are in Week 3.
It's a big week for us. We came out of the chute very well in the first game. We were pleased with our performance, but last week we just didn't get the job done. We lost our starting quarterback, which is going to cause us some issues today, but this is a big one. We got to turn the table and hopefully, you know, lead us to a much better remainder of the season.
Well, talking about how important this game is just because of the section, the way that things align, 2 1-1 teams in this section, very important one here tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. I went to watch Stowe Rocks and Neshannock yesterday. They're 2 very good football teams. So these are the kind of games we need to win if we expect to make the playoffs, and that's what we're hoping for this year, so it's a big one for us.
You mentioned your quarterback going down last week. What do you do to make Joe Siebes comfortable in those first moments in this game?
Well, fortunately for us, Joe's had some experience playing quarterback for us last year, and he's more than capable of doing a great job. He's a tough competitor, and you know, he's a junior, so I think the team has all the confidence in the world in him. So there's not much I need to do other than, you know, hopefully call some decent plays, and as long as he can execute them, we'll be fine.
All right, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thanks, man.
coming to you from Joe Walton Stadium on the campus of Robert Morris University in Moot Township, Pennsylvania. Welcome to Week 3's Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week. As tonight, the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers play host to the Laurel Spartans. Hi everybody, a pleasant good evening to you here from Joe at Robert Morris University, and I'm Matt Farago, joined alongside as always Charlie Batch, and Week 3 takes us to Moot Township, and the Chargers and the Spartans both 1-1 in this young season. And Charlie, you know better than anybody, getting off to a fast start's important. And once you get that first loss in your belt, with both of these teams suffering losses last week, this game is so important to go on to that duration of the season. We talked last week about how important these games are because it's only a 9-week season. This is a big one for both of these teams.
No, this is huge for both teams. Like you said, they lost both. Each one lost last week, and you can't afford to go 1-2 right now as you head into conference play, into the thick of conference play. So what you need to do is figure out a way, correct those mistakes, and you have a chance right now here today to go out here and better those mistakes that you had last week. So I look forward to a good game, and I know both teams will go out here and play well. It's going to be a tight one, I think.
Laurel won the toss and deferred to the second half. So it'll be the Chargers receiving the opening kickoff. We both mentioned that both of these teams suffering losses last week. For the Chargers, it was a loss to Western Beaver on Saturday, a 30-13 loss, and for Laurel, a 34-12 loss to Neshannock, who lost a heartbreaker last night to Stowe Rocks on the Thursday night game.
And I think one thing that both teams have to do is they didn't expect it this early, whether it can come into play in the second half of this ball game.
Wise has this one teed up, and it's going to roll out of bounds right around the 2 or 3 yard line, and that's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Spartans, and the Chargers are going to be able to get good field position to begin this, and they're going to need it because they lost their starting quarterback for the season. Bill Mulcahy goes down with torn ligaments. He's out between 12 and 14 weeks. They're hoping they have him back for baseball season here at OLSH. So it will be Joe Siebes, number 12, stepping in. He played most of the game last Saturday against Western Beaver, but it will be number 12 in purple leading this charge for the Chargers, and a very important first series for him just to get comfortable in this offense, his first start in 2013.
First start, and I think when you come in, obviously there's going to be some nerves, but when you're now coming into that element, you want the ball first. You don't want no more of those jitters to come in. You just want to go out here and start off fast, and I think this is going to be a good opportunity for him to show he can lead this football team.
Well, he'll line up under center, the I formation. 2 wide receivers set, play action, and a little bubble screen. It's intercepted at the 20 or the 31-yard line and take it down to the 22. And just like that, a huge interception by the Laurel Spartans. Coming up to make the stop was Stephen Rear.
No, that's the interceptor.
The Stephen Rear made the interception, and a huge interception at that, at the 22-yard line of the Chargers, and first pass, and not the way you wanted to start for the Chargers.
Not the way you wanted to start, and this is something you see Coach wanted to get him with a quick pass to try to get that confidence up. One thing, when you turn your back away from the defender, it's hard to locate him, and when you can see in practice, they practice it one way, but all of a sudden the defender's there. He didn't have enough arc on it to throw the football over him, and it was intercepted.
So to work goes the Laurel Spartan offense, first down at 10. And they'll bootleg out here to the near side. Dando throwing across it. It's too tall and incomplete. The intended receiver down there on that pass that goes incomplete, as Dando had a little bit too much arc on that one.
He did. You can see they ran a counter boot play action pass, and you can see he had actually 3 people all in the same area, and it was unfortunate that the ball ended up incomplete because he had people open.
So it'll be second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Joshua Dando, the starting quarterback for the Spartans. Another play action, quarterback option play. And getting stacked up, Nick Metz comes in to make the tackle for the Chargers. And around the 20-yard line after a gain of 2 yards on the quarterback option. It'll be second down and 8 coming up.
Yeah, I mean, you can see something was wrong with that play. They didn't have a good mesh with the running back there to sell on the defensive end, so it was an easy play for the defensive end to collapse and make that tackle.
Connor Riley also getting credit for the tackle. Second and 8 from the 20-yard line for the Spartans as we just tick away this opening minute of high school football in week 3 around the WPIAL. Handoff off the left side for the Spartans, and numerous purple jerseys in on the stop on the carry for the Spartans. Matthew Conway, a 5'6", 165-pound junior, gets the carry, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4 more yards, and it will be 4th down and a short 4.
And if OLSH can get literally off the field on this possession, I mean, this would be a big win for them to not give up any points off of the turnover.
So 4th down and 8. And the Spartans go for it. Dando, quick step, slant route, and the pass is knocked around and incomplete. And the Chargers able to dodge a huge bullet on that opening offensive series, literally handing great field position over to the Laurel Spartans, and they can't capitalize on the great field position. Great opportunity there for the defense to lock them down.
Defensively, you can see OLSH, they literally got to the point where they were able to buckle down, not allow the conversion there on 4th down. But if you're Laurel, you're disappointed on that possession, because what better way for you to start the football game with an interception and then get the ball into your field position on the 20-yard line and not be able to capitalize off any points. They have to be disappointed on their side.
All the Chargers back to work and unscathed after the opening first play interception. Joe Siebes goes back to work, I formation, and he'll hand it off the left side. On the carry for the Chargers, Joe Cervetti. Cervetti will get the bulk of the carry. The 5'8" I beg your pardon, that's the 5'8" senior. Dom Cervetti, the 5'8" freshman, easily confused.
I understand. But I think when you look back, I mean, a nice job on 1st down there. You can see they wanted to go out here and figure out a way to get good yardage on 1st down, and they were able to do that.
2nd down and 7 after the pickup of 3 yards on that 1st down play. Siebes from under center once again. Fullback dive play. They give it off to Tommy Mara. Mara bouncing off a tackler or 2 and finally hauled down. How about Tommy Mara on the play? Finally hauled down on the play by Stephen Rear. The senior comes up to lay the lick, but not before Mara picks up the 1st down and moving it to the 29-yard line, and our very first down of this ball game.
1st down of the ball game, and I think Mara, you can see him asking the coach for the football. Nice job, straight up the middle for 8 yards. I mean, that's difficult fullback to do most of the time, but he was able to sidestep a defender and gain those extra yards. Sweet feet by Mara there.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. 9:15 moving first quarter clock. Siebes turns around and hands it off. Cervetti ran into his own guy and then gets stacked up by the defensive line. Among them on the stop for the Spartans was Luke Flynn, a junior, and Dalton Rosta, also credited for the tackle. A loss of 1 of the play, 2nd and 11 from the 28.
You can see putting their head in a pile. You had Dando there, Joshua, the quarterback, coming in from the defensive side. That's unusual, but he wanted to go in there and put his nose in the pile late there.
Unusual, but we got to see 2 quarterbacks play linebacker back in last week, and all of last week again, all of 7 days ago. Handoff, not much doing there on the 2nd down run. And Dalton Rosta again comes in to make the stop on Cervetti, and it will be no gain on the play. So 3rd down and 11 from the 28, and 8:15 to play. And for the Chargers, they have to be pretty fortunate where they stand right now. I'm sure, depending on how this game ends up, that interception and setting Laurel up in great opportunity that they could not convert on could come back to haunt them as they go shotgun on 3rd and 11. Siebes rolling out, pressures, bailing down. He's able to avoid one, sidesteps another, up to the 35-yard line. Finally being held down, Joshua Dando comes in to lay the lick. And it will be 4th down coming up.
4th down, nice job, penetration by Laurel's defense there. Didn't allow the timing of the route to develop. Forced out the pocket, and you can see he just tried to get whatever he can get on that down, and now you set up a 4th and 5 here, which is tough, and it's going to be a punt situation.
Yeah, keep an eye, however, because Joe Siebes is the punter. You get the quarterback and the punter. Can you punt?
I can't punt.
Nice punt. Dando fielding it from his own 35-yard line, and Metz tracking him down.
hauling him down short of that 45-yard line at the 43, and that's where the Spartans will take over first down and 10 for their second offensive possession with 7:08 to play in the opening quarter.
And you can see, I mean, they lost field position by not being able to convert and score on their last possession. So here they are in their next possession, and I think when you look back, they're going to figure out a way to establish that run, to see what OLSH's defense can take and what they cannot take.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line. Man in motion. Another option play. Dando keeps it, avoids one tackler, and goes into the heart of the OLSH defensive unit where he's held down by John Trzaskowski. Trzaskowski, a sophomore. It'll be second down and 4 after a 6-yard pickup.
You can see a missed tackle there by Nick Metz that could have took it from a 2nd and 10 to now a 2nd and 7. So, you know, they have to figure out a way to use their arms when they're trying to wrap and tackle.
Another option play. They hand it off this time, and finding his way through that first line of defensive unit for the Chargers. And on the carry, Dalton Rosta, the senior at 6'1", 200 pounds, moving the sticks and getting up to the 41-yard line. And Joe Siebes on the tackle.
And you can see Laurel right now pressing the tempo. They're in no huddle, trying to get the ball snapped quickly to not allow OLSH's defense to set up anything. And if they see a basic defensive front, they're going to try to attack it. Let's see what Laurel does.
Another man in motion. They'll hand it off. First back through, and he's stacked up. Eric Hall and Abby Eunice on that tackle, picking up 2 yards and a second down and 8 coming up from the 39-yard line. And yet again, week 3 now, Charlie. Now we could say 3 weeks in a row we've seen the pistol from somebody.
We've seen the pistol, and that's been, you know, it seems like that is the trend. And a lot of teams are using it and having success with it.
Same formation, and handed off on that fullback option, and Ryan Dabbit comes up to make the stop. Rosta, the ball carrier. Or I beg your pardon, Matt Conway, the ball carrier.
You can see Matt coming from that right wing on a counter set all the way back through. That was a nice developing play to get them in a manageable third down situation.
3rd down and 2. Dando will keep it and lunge forward, picking up the first down yardage. Needed 2, got 3. Eric Hall, the ball on the stop there for the Chargers, and yeah, they'll move the sticks once again for the Spartans. 5:14, no score. Panera Bread Bowl game of the week, and Laurel trying to, this is about where they got the football their first drive, and it stalled in 4 plays.
And maybe they'll try to go back and off of a play action pass to not have put themselves in the red zone, because that's where it seems like they had problems.
Screen set up here to the near side. It's completed out, bounced off for 1. He got the near corner. He's into the end zone for the Laurel Spartan touchdown. Clayton Shark is recepted, and it's 28 yards away for the Laurel touchdown as Clayton hauls in the ball and goes down the near sideline, and the game's first score coming from 28 yards away.
And that was a nice job by the receiver there on the outside to contain his block, to allow the receiver to really, on that quick bubble screen, to get him to the sideline. And I talked about red zone being a problem. You don't have to worry about that when you're able to score from 30 yards out.
Clayton Shark, the extra point is good, and 5:54 to play here in the opening quarter. And the Laurel Spartans, where it seemed like they were just taking what the Charger defense was giving them, and then the screenplay sets up a 28-yard touchdown run, and the Spartans are on top. And I know you may be confused. This is not Michigan State, Washington, although it looks like it.
It does look like it for sure. But I think when you look back, at this game, this is something that it's okay, for you to give up the quick bubble screen, but you have to put yourself in position to make a tackle. And right there, OLSH's defense did not do that, and the speed allowed him to get to that sideline and score a touchdown. If you're going to do that, that's something to where you just cannot allow it to happen, because it gets frustrating when you're not able to cover that particular play.
They said for the Chargers, it was a moral hit to this team, losing their captain for the second year in a row. Last year it was Isaiah Neely going down for the season, and their season kind of went into a tailspin after that. And they're afraid that with the numbers, in single A football, Chargers don't have all that many numbers. That they're afraid, losing that captain, not only just physically out on the field with your actually, between the white and the lines, but even morally, just being able to go out there and execute.
It's tough. I mean, when you sit back, it's always tough when you lose your leader, but that's where the next guy has to step up. And right now, you look at the situation here where you have Joey coming in here wanting to play and getting the opportunity, that his time is now. And when you go out here and now prove to your team that, number one, I can lead this team, and to the coaches, I mean, that's going to gain confidence each play that you go out there and play.
Have to have a short memory too after the first pass pick.
After the first pass pick, but I liked him on that next third down opportunity that he had, because he read the coverage and did what he needed to do, which was to run the football.
Option play snuffed out beautifully by the Spartan defense as Siebes optioning out to Cerveni, who was bogged down by a host of white jerseys on the play, and be second down at 13 after the loss of 3.
Nice job of reading the option pitch there. Everybody, the key with the option is understanding your keys, and nobody try to do the other person's job. One person has the quarterback, one person has the dive, and the next person has the pitch. And you can see discipline on Laurel's side that time.
Second down, 13 from the 17 for the Chargers. I formation. Siebes takes the snap, fakes the pitch, and rolls out here to the near side and going to take off and run with it. Got the 20 and across the 25-yard line and down at the 26 before getting pushed out of bounds. Jake McDougall along with Dalton Rosta forcing Siebes out of bounds, but not before Siebes picks up 10 yards. And it will be a third down and manageable here. Got to like the just kind of optioning his, calling his own number, nothing open downfield.
Right, I love the managing of that particular play. What they have to do now better is first down, because if they're able to not lose 5 yards on first down, now you're talking about a new set of downs here and not worrying about whether or not you're going to convert. So this is a big third down to keep them in the ball game here early.
Third down and a short 3, long 4. Siebes from under center will roll out to the far side of the field, throwing and coming back, sliding to the football. Just could not hang on to make the catch. Incomplete. Pass over there intended for Cedric Gray, and he's patting his 11 on his jersey, saying that he should have came up with the football, even though it was thrown behind him.
Yeah, I mean, when you're rolling to your left, it's a tough throw, but you saw, from the quarterback standpoint, the corner was breaking on the football and didn't want to leave that ball too far inside to where it could have been intercepted the other way. I thought it was good placement there. The receiver should do a better job of trying to pick that football up.
Fair catch called for. Almost a little bit congested there. Dando able to make that fair catch. And the Spartans back out offensively with 3:02 to play. 7-0. Other games on the Champ Sports Network tonight. The West Allegheny Indians playing the Moon Tigers in Imperial. A battle of 2-0 teams. I don't remember the last time Moon was 2-0. And then you'll like this one. A battle of 2-0 teams. The South Fayette Lions taking on your Ironmen of Steel Valley.
I know that's a big game out there in Steel Valley, and I expect it's going to be literally a running attack versus a passing attack. So hopefully we can control that time of possession there to not allow South Fayette on that field.
And I remember when we were calling a game last year, as finished the thought as Dando rolling out to the right side, going to stop, pop, let it throw, got a wide open man. He makes the catch, and no one's going to catch him for his second touchdown of the first quarter. How about Clayton Sharrock going the distance, all of 57 yards for the Spartan touchdown, and Dando unloading another one to Sharrock.
Nice play action pass. It was a play that they ran earlier in the game. He missed on their opening possession. You can see right now he rolled out. He took his time, hit his receiver in stride, and you can see he went the distance, 57 yards. That was a nice set play by Laurel right there.
Well, how about that as we get set for the extra point with 2:49. Snap, hold, and the kick. Wow, that kick went over the Joe Walton scoreboard. Over. That ball hit Beaver Grade Road.
It did. You can see he's running up to the sideline, and he's like, "Yeah, I knew I hit that ball well." He's excited, and you can see. I mean, his kickoffs are already going 5 yards into the end zone, so that doesn't surprise me when I'm watching that particular play.
Well, the two scoring drives for the Laurel Spartans totaling 57 yards. One was a little bit more conventional, ended up at a 28-yard touchdown run. The other one took all 58 yards in one play.
All 58 yards. But I think the thing that surprises me right there, when I watched the extra point attempt right there and it goes over the scoreboard, why wouldn't they attempt to kick a field goal in their first possession and not go for it? So
they can be up 17-0.
They can be up 17-0, but right now things are working in their favor, and now OLSH really needs to put a drive together to not continue to be down in this football game.
14-0, 2:49 to play in the opening quarter. I was saying before the touchdown pass, we were calling a game last year in South Fayette. That was a 2-0, and South Fayette ended up really beating them up.
And we're going to remember that over in Still Valley. Coach will have us ready.
Wow, that one went out of the end zone.
Out of the end zone. That's why.
Someone needs to. This kid needs to have some college looks if he doesn't already. My goodness.
He definitely has a college leg right now.
And he's a junior. Kyle Wirtz, or I beg your pardon, Noah Wirtz. He's a 5'10", 160-pound junior.
It was almost as if he ran off the field to let the coach know, "I told you so." I told you should have let me kick the field goal the first drive.
Right. I know I only had to kick it, all of 13 yards for the extra point, but I'm going to show you I could kick it 32. And here's busting it out to the outside. Got some room across the 30. First burst of light for the Chargers as Joe Cerveni carries. And tackled by Sharek and Rear.
And when you look at plays like that, I mean, yes, it was a 12-yard game, but when you get your receivers out there to understand their blocking, the threat came from the safety position, not the corner. So if Cedric Gray can turn around and block the safety there, now one-on-one with the corner, you never know, that play could have turned out to be a bigger play in that situation.
Oh, stack the backfield, 3 in the backfield. Siebes turns around and hands it back to the third back throw, and then Buddy bouncing it out to the outside. And Siebes had some green turf out in front of him, but was unable to shake off all of the Sparta defenders. Joshua Dando, that last line of defense, when you see that safety coming up and making tackles, you know that the offensive line's getting a good push, and we have a downed Spartan on the field. And that's Dalton Rostam. We've already called his name a significant amount of times tonight.
Let's hope that it's not too serious there. He got tangled up in the pile. I didn't see exactly what happened, but I hope it's not too serious as he lays on the ground.
.207 to play here in this opening quarter. Panera Bread Bowl game of the week. We were talking last week, the road teams have got it done the last 2 weeks, and Laurel's out to a fast start leading 14-0. Soon no one's going to want us to come to their stadium.
And that's right there. That's telling you it's a sign of a good football team. If you're able to go on the road and win football games. It happened 2 weeks in a row. Right now,
and really big stadiums, by the way.
And big stadiums. And when you look at this particular situation, Laurel coming in, trying to make a statement, getting into that 2-1 situation like we talked about in the pregame. This is something that you really cannot afford to do when you go out into a ball game to lose on the road.
And it does not look good for Rosta, who's not able to put any pressure on that right leg right now.
I hope he can shake that off and get back into this ball game, because he's had a heck of a game so far.
Charger offense back to work. He's second down at 5 after that 5-yard pickup. And it's Cerveni off the right side. Tried to bounce it out to the corner. Got the first down across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. And Joe Cervetti finding some open holes. Kyle Forbes, the tackler for the Spartans. Chargers move the sticks, and if there was any time to put together a drive for the Chargers, it would be right now.
This is it. You can see right now, put together some nice plays, moving the change, and now all of a sudden you got to turn around and figure out a way. If you can now put a play action pass off of that, you'll have a receiver running downfield wide open.
We'll stack the backfield and hand it off to Cervetti, who gets tripped up. Nicholas Jedglin on the stop. Second down and 10, no gain on that play.
No gain on it, but I think right now they're going to stick with what their running game is. But I look for, put your quarterback on the edge. Give me a play action so he has a run pass option. That's worked so well in this ball game so far. I look for this particular. Let's see what they do on this play.
Second and 10 after the no gain run. And there is the play action, and then Siebes going to keep it, try to weave through right the heart and center of this, and he'll get stacked up, but Siebes able to gain 6 yards into Laurel territory at the 47-yard line. And what did not look to be a designed run play for Siebes, he didn't even want to stand around and look to see if anyone was open downfield. He wanted to take those 6 yards.
Not at all. I mean, he's booting off of those play actions, so the defensive end is going to collapse. So he thought he can run the football. But if he's a little bit more patient there, he has a tight end crossing that can get a lot more yardage than what he could running in that situation.
Third down and 4 from the 47. Handoff goes to Cervetti, and he'll be able to pick up the 45-yard line. Christopher Peluso, the tackler. And that's going to be the way this first 12 minutes of football ends in our Week 3 high school football game of the week. It is the Laurel Spartans leading the OLSH Chargers 14-0 here on the Champ Sports Network. Back to Boone Township for quarter number 2 when we return.
When everyone else is going to sleep, I'm just getting up. Every night in every bakery cafe, we bake fresh bread from fresh dough. Not because it's easy, but because that's what makes the best bread. And when it comes out of the oven, it smells so good. At Panera, baking is our passion. It's a craft and an art form. Real bread, fresh dough, done right. Making today better. It's a belief that fresh bread makes the difference.
Hi, I'm Charlie Batch. Here at the Best of the Batch Foundation, we know the importance of the internet.
I use it to do my homework.
We use the internet for everything.
That's why Comcast offers Internet Essentials. It brings affordable internet into homes that qualify, because your child can really succeed when you have internet in your home. So call 1-855-8-INTERNET or visit internetessentials.com.
Second quarter here from the Joe. And a handoff and collapsing, and now Cervetti able to bounce it to the outside on 4th down, and he got the first down. A play that looked dead to rights at the get-go, and bouncing it to the outside. And how about number 28 in purple and gold? And Joe Cervetti maybe saved the Chargers' chances of winning this game with that play right there.
And that was all him. There was a busted play from the beginning. It was a design to go to the right. He just said, you want to know what? Give me the football. I'm going to break to the left. And he was able to get 4 yards plus some to convert the change. Let's see if they carry the momentum on his shoulders as they continue to drive this football.
First and 10 from the Laurel 39-yard line. Siebes from under center. 3-man setback. Play action, back to pass, going to throw it downfield, and that's pass interference all the way. If you look up pass interference in the dictionary, that play will be there, as he was draped on him like a curtain, and it will be a 15-yard penalty for the Chargers, and that helps.
That definitely helps. You can see the confidence. He sat back there, set his feet, allowed the tight end to run that corner route, and if he didn't get held right there, he may have scored.
Yeah. Well, nice play by the defensive back. We talk about this in high school and college ranks because you don't have that spot of the foul penalty. It's just a 15-yard. If you know you're burnt, push the receivers. You're only going to cost your team 15 yards instead of 6 points.
Exactly, and I think when you look at this situation here, why not go back to it? I look in this drive right here, or in this next couple possessions, another play-action pass because it's working so well.
Cervetti gets the call off the right tackle, bouncing it to the outside. Has the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Joe Cervetti picking up 9 yards. Close to first down yardage as Raymond Scala on the tackle. But the Charger offensive line getting a nice push on this drive, and they methodically moving the football down the field.
They're getting it done. Cervetti there, if he could have pressed a little bit before he pushed it to the outside, it could have allowed him a stiff arm to now get around that outside and score. That's something that he'll learn watching film, to set up and be patient as he's running the football.
There's Cervetti, and he'll plunge forward into the sea of white and green. Cervetti will pick up the first down. And he's been the bread and butter guy coming into this game. Joe Cervetti, 28 carries, 137 yards. He's averaging, though, 4.9 yards a carry. Almost averaging 5 yards every time he touches the football, and that's when you know it's your bread and butter.
That's when you know the offensive line is doing a good job of literally pushing the line of scrimmage forward. And here you go, another busted play.
Another busted play, and Siebes is just going to go down and lose some yardage. But yeah, it looked like Parkway West traffic there in the Charger backfield. No one knew where anybody was going, and the loss of 1 on the play will be second down at 11. And that's almost where you want to. This is only his first game starting, his second game playing as the quarterback of the Chargers. We really want to simplify things for him.
Simplifying it, but it seemed like it was the exact same play before. So he has to turn around and figure, okay, if it's a run to the right, get out of the way of the fullback to allow him to clear. So now you can give the ball.
Cervetti gets the carry, and one too many cuts, and really that whole right side of the offensive line was non-existent when Cervetti had the football. He was able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing more before that, and it will be third down and 11, or third down and 10.
Third down and 10 for me. I'm looking at this as 2 plays where you go back and now give me that pass run option to now maybe get half of it back. You don't need it all, but half of it back to at least allow coach in position to call a 4th play if necessary.
Third down, they're going to give him 2 yards on that run, so third down at 9. Siebes from under center. Play action, trying to avoid one, and he couldn't, as he's thrown down back at the 18-yard line. On the play for the Spartans was Clayton Sharrock, who's playing out of his mind. He has both touchdown receptions for the Spartans, and he comes up with a clutch play there that throws the Chargers' first down chances now from third down and long to fourth down and real long.
Now you can see Sharrock, he knew something was going on. Tight ends were flip-flopping in front of him, so it wasn't one who was going to block. So it was just something that he knew, and he did a nice job of getting up the field and looking at his keys to now dropping that for a 6-yard loss, and now puts OLSH in a very difficult situation here at 4th and about 15.
Shotgun formation, and the Chargers want to talk this one over with 8:18 to play in this first half. Smart timeout. Yeah, this is a big play. If the Chargers could, they can pick up a first down at the Laurel 3-yard line to give them 4 more cracks at the end zone, or go for it all here. And you almost have to think you have to try to go for it all in this play.
You have to go for it all, and it's just one of those things. You don't have to throw it in the end zone. Allow coverage to dictate where you throw the football. So it's okay to hit a crossing route. Let him catch the football running and allow him to make some move to possibly get that first down. So let's not think about, if I'm him, not thinking about trying to throw it into the end zone, because you don't have to right here.
For the timeout by the Chargers. High school football on the Champ Sports Network, proudly brought to you by Panera Bread, the Best of the Batch Foundation. More information, log on to batchfoundation.org. Xfinity High School Sports, they airing that package of batch packs, as did we last week. Chris Shovelin and Ellis Cannon doing a great job. You'll be joining them come the postseason. Good friends over there at Xfinity. So after the timeout, 4th down and 13. Back to pass, Siebes throwing across the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 8-yard line. Got blockers in front of him. 40, 45, midfield, and he almost lost the football sliding down at midfield, but a big interception. Ball was intercepted by Casey Frazier, a 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. How do you like the sophomore stepping up in a big-time moment and getting the interception? You know, he could have knocked that down. Laurel was going to get the football, but now they get great field position out of it as well.
Great field position off the turnover, and you have to look when you're turning around, you're Joe, put some air on the football. Everything isn't a line drive, and this is the second time in his ball game where he tried to throw a line drive through a defender versus over top, and it cost him dearly with his second turnover of the game.
Yeah, he had a wide receiver open in the end zone. That's a high snap. Ball's on the floor. Loose football, and it's the Chargers who have it inside at the 40-yard line, and giveth and taketh away. Nobody wants the football as the Chargers pick up the turnover. And it was Chris DeSalle that recovered that fumble, I believe.
And any time that you're looking to make a play in a ball game, your defense has to step up. And you can see it was a bad snap, but you can see the speed of OLSH's defense allowed them to now get in position to recover that football. They did a nice job of getting on it, getting to the ground, and now turning a bad situation on one turnover to creating on another to allow their offense to get back on the field.
Ryan Theobald, the senior, jumping on the football, and the Chargers have a new breath of life, because going down 21-0 with their kind of offense, you're really doomed. Rolling here to the near side, Siebes throwing. Cedric Ray dropped the football on the near sideline. Had some pressure there. Coverage provided by Raymond Scala, the junior, but Cedric Ray should have came up with the football.
Should have came up with the football. He was anticipating a hit there, but that's where you have to get your hands out in front of you to make sure you secure the catch first, then absorb the hit. He was trying to do both, and you can see, unfortunately, the balls ended up in an incomplete pass.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Throwing here, got his man, no, he dropped the football again. And was that Gray again? It sure was. Cedric Gray was wide open. And Joe Siebes put it spot on. Chargers could have been trailing by just 7 points had that one been caught, but he was can't say it any other way, Charlie.
He was wide open, and what he tried to do is run before he caught the football, and that's something that you cannot do. You secure the catch first, and this is back-to-back plays that he had drops. And now, if you're the quarterback, now you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to lose confidence in you. I'm going to come back to you, but Gray cannot get down on himself, because right now you're going to have to make a play in this football game, and he has to step up in a hurry.
3rd down and 10 from the 40-yard line, and the snap goes over Siebes' head. He's going to go back and grab it, and he'll fall to the turf at their own 46-yard line. So that's going to lose 16 yards.
You lose 16 yards, but I look at it as losing 50, because if he makes the catch down inside the 10, you wouldn't be back here on your own 45-yard line.
Chargers assumedly will punt the football away with 7:20 to play in the second quarter. Joe Siebes to punt the football away. Great punt by Siebes, and this is going to take a nice Charger roll inside the 20-yard line, down at the 11. Terrific punt by the quarterback.
Terrific punt, and you can see Laurel came after the punt there. They were trying to block and change field positions, didn't have anybody back, and he directional punted that, didn't allow them to even have a chance at that football. And hopefully, let's see what this penalty is. If it stands up and it goes against Laurel, that can pin them inside the 10-yard line.
And the officials conferring with this near sideline, the Charger sideline. And you'd have to assume it's against Laurel with the conversation being over here. You know you don't want to re-kick here, right?
No. You don't want to re-kick.
After last week, right?
You don't want to re-kick, and, let's see what they decide. But I would just pin them inside the 10-yard line and force them to go 90 yards, 90-plus yards.
Holding call against the Spartans. It's a 44-yard punt. Almost made up for the loss of 50.
Yes.
So it will be a half the distance penalty. So I guess they had the option of either re-kicking it and forcing it on the kick, or this ball was down.
4th and 30, so there was no way.
That's right.
Just take it.
First down at 10 from the 6-yard line. So backs against their own goalposts. Handoff here to the right side. And that was Clayton Sharrick, the carry. And Tom Mara comes up to make the stop. And Mara had one of the best carries of this first half, and we haven't seen him since.
Haven't seen him since. I mean, right now, if I'm sitting here and I'm Dando, I'm play action pass. I want to throw it deep because I want to try to see if I can get a cheap 95-yard touchdown.
Ball will be an option play, the cross buck opportunity. Not much doing on it. The Chargers able to keep containment. Tom Mara and Austin Cabal's on the tackle. Shark has been all over the field right now for Laurel. 3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down with field position kind of hanging in the balance right here. Dando gets the snap and rolls out. Stops, throws across the middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Thrown too tall for one receiver and too short for the other. Really put it into the Bermuda Triangle there in the middle of the field, and it will be 4th down. And Chargers hold serve. Nice job defensively of keeping them in this game and making it just a 2-score game continuously.
Exactly. You're forcing a punt here. Let's see if they can set up a return. Now is an opportunity right before the half to get great field position and see if they can convert it into points, because this is really the first true opportunity that they may have in this football game.
Nick Gamsick and Joe Cerveni on the coverage. Gamsick, the younger brother of Chris Gamsick, who's currently attending the University of Pittsburgh. Not playing football, though. Fair catch called for at the 40-yard line, and Nick Gamsick was the one who made that catch there, so it's what we call a lead-in, Charlie. 30-yard punt.
30-yard punt. You can see. I mean, I thought when I was looking at that play develop, and I'm thinking he may have had a chance to return.
Yeah.
Setup. They were setting it up, but I think he saw the pressure there from Gray blindly and wasn't sure who it was, and that forced him to give the fair catch signal. And I think looking back and he watched film tomorrow, I think he might kick himself tomorrow because I think he had a chance to return that football.
That's a freshman not wanting to make a mistake.
That could be true. You're right.
Handoff off the right side. Cerveni making a couple nice moves. Talking about Tom Mara with sweet feet. Jeff Cerveni got some nice feet as well, as Kyle Forbes makes the tackle. Not before Cerveni picks up 9 yards, getting it down to the Spartan 31-yard line as the clock winds to 5:10.
I like the patience there. It didn't initially look like it was going to be a big play, but he allowed the kick-out blocks by his lineman, and he zipped right up in there and was able to get 8 yards on that play. I like the patience.
Cerveni in traffic, trying to get it, and he will get it, that 30-yard line. How I don't know, only instant replay will be able to show us because he was dead to rights of the backfield. Finally getting, I don't even know how OLSH is going to tell me who made that tackle. He's going to give it to Richard Nail, but it was the whole white swarming defense of the Spartans, and now they're going to say it's going to be 3rd and inches. Originally they had given him enough, but 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches. I'm sitting there. If I'm coach, I'm just give me a quarterback sneak. Get this first down. Don't even attempt to hand the ball off 5 yards deep.
Yeah.
Just get the first down any way possible.
So Joe Siebes lines up, 3-man setback, and they're going to hand it off the right side. Cerveni trying to bounce it outside, and he got tripped up short of the first down sticks. A loss of 1 on the play. And Clayton Sharrock, guess who, coming up and making a clutch play once again, is the junior.
And you have, this is one of those situations, you have to know the situation. It is 3rd and short. There's no way that you take that play and try to bounce it outside. You just have to get as much as you can, move your feet, and move the pile. And he didn't, and unfortunately it was a loss on the play. So it go from a 4th and very short situation, and now 4th and a long 1, maybe a short 2.
All Chargers to go for it from the 31-yard line. And they'll try the right side. It's Cerveni diving forward and getting the first down. And that play would have probably worked better last down, right? But better late than never. The Chargers pick up the first down there.
Better late than never. And right now you're pounding the football. You're running it on every single down there. And you have to figure out, I'm worrying about right around 1st or 2nd down here. I'm looking for a play action pass. It's been good to them. They have to figure out a way to now keep Laurel's defense off balance.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. 3:05 here in this second quarter. Chargers trail 14-0. And a flag comes flying in here. And I tell you what, this is going to be a false start penalty against the Chargers. But oh, wow, what a clean game. I mean, we've seen, what, maybe 2 flags up into this point. This is the 3rd flag of the game. But, I mean, last week we had about 15 about this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, last week we did. I think when you look at this game, yeah, unfortunately it was a false start, but I think that play was going to be a play action pass. And he tried, you can see, this way he tried to cheat. I was going to give it to him because now you're running away. Because last time they tried that play action pass, they flip-flop receivers and they try to set it up. And they need to be patient. It's tough because I'm watching this football game and they need to make a play. Somebody has to step up.
Rolling out as Siebes got a receiver here to the near side. It's Nick Metz. He tried to spin off the defender, and he was able to only momentarily. And getting that shoelace tackle, Raymond Scala able to get down Metz, but Metz spinning forward and inside to the Laurel 23-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 3, and for the Chargers, they haven't had a 2nd down and 3 in a while.
I'm telling you, I love the play call. I mean, you can go to that when you want just because of the ability to run the football. And again, they just have to figure out a way who's going to make a play. But when you're running short with 2 minutes, somebody has to do it in a hurry.
Handoff, it's Cerveni driving forward, trying to pick up the 20-yard line and a first down. He won't be able to. He'll be able to get it down to the 21. So maybe the 22. It looks like closer to the 22. So 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Chargers. Now under 2 minutes to play in the half.
Big 3rd down here. I mean, this is something where you can drain the clock. You don't want to give the football back to Laurel in this situation. So you want to come back, run back. Again, I'm a big fan of the run pass option.
Play action. Rolling out to the right side. He'll take off and run with it. Joe Siebes down to the 15-yard line. A Charger first down. That will stop the clock momentarily at 1:18. On the tackle is Christopher Peluso. The 200-pound junior makes the stop. And the timeout taken by the Chargers. That is their 2nd timeout of the first half with 1:18 to play. 14-0. The Chargers, only their 4th year as a program, started just a couple years ago. Before any kid that went to Our Lady of the Sacred Heart could play football, but they had to play for Cornell, who ironically no longer has a football program. They are now co-oping with Quaker Valley. And this is all about, we've talked about this before, you know it, the school sizes are shrinking, the numbers are shrinking, the budgets are shrinking, and schools are closing up, and that's kind of, Bill Daniels, the head coach at OLSH, is upset with the numbers from this single-A team. He thought the team's first winning season, only their second year. They had a 5-4 season. They thought they would get more numbers, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way, and they're trying to just make do with what they have. And it's tough in single-A football. It's easy if you're North Allegheny, you have 100 kids every year.
Right. It's always tough, and I mean, even Steel Valley, when I played, it was always a numbers game. You just try to get enough people out there so you can have a practice. So I understand exactly what these teams are going through, but the good part is the kids are showing up. The kids want to play, and they're here, and that's what excites me about it. However the whole thing plays out, like you said, you have Cornell who's going to Quaker Valley, and OLSH, in their 4th year of the program. I just love the kids that are down there supporting this program, and they want to get better, and you can see about it, just the whole demeanor that they have on the sideline. Even though they're down in this football game, you can't tell by looking at that sideline.
After the timeout, first down at 10 for the Chargers from the 18. Here's another bootleg. Siebes avoids one would-be tackle, avoids another, steps up, takes off, and got blockers. A convoy in front, but finally got tripped down from behind after Siebes runs about 25 yards to gain 1. As he could have been dead to rights for about an 8-yard loss, and it looks like they're not going to give him any gain on the play, but could have been a lot worse there.
Could have been a lot worse, and I think when you look back, and if you're OLSH's offensive coordinator, you have to say we cannot boot to the right. All of our negative plays have come to the right. We need to figure out a way, get the ball to the right hash, middle, and then boot to the left. That's what's going to give you more success in this football game.
Second down at 10, back to pass. Siebes has some time this time now, avoiding traffic and stepping up, and got dragged down from behind for no gain on the play, and it's kind of seen the same play twice now. As Siebes kind of just running around for his life. Bo Welch makes the stop. He's a sophomore at 6'1", 275, and 30 seconds left, and I believe the Chargers took that final timeout. Well, according to the scoreboard, they have one more left. So I thought the Chargers took all 3, and we're going to say the Chargers took their final timeout with 30 seconds left in this first half of football. Pretty interesting landscape. How about Woodland Hills? 0-2. They could be 0-3 after tonight. They play Bethel Park, who's got a great football. Levi Matheny, you can watch him. He's a quarterback coach's son. But Woodland Hills 0-3. Does that sentence even sound right?
That doesn't even sound right. I wonder if they're sitting back and they, a lot of from the success they had last year. They, got two overconfident. They got overconfident. Number one seed. We're overconfident. We can just show up and win. And now, they have to understand to play from the top. Last year you were sneaking up on people.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting at the top. People want to identify you as that number 1 team, and they're going to bring their best each and every week. And right now, Woodland Hills are starting to get a sense of that, and they need to figure out a way to get things together in a hurry.
30 seconds to play, first half, 14-0. Laurel leads it. Here's Siebes throwing, and he throws a pick right at the 8-yard line, intercepted. 15, 20, 25, and every Charger drive has stalled on an interception as Tom Mara makes the tackle. One of the linebackers stepped up.
Again, it goes back to throwing through a defender. Again, he's trying to line drive it. He'll learn that as he plays the more and more snaps that he gets, and understand everything is not a fastball. You have to be able to throw a slider every once in a while, be able to throw it over the defender. And as you watch films, you can't get down. He has a whole second half, and things can change. But one thing that he has to do to learn to play the quarterback position, and he'll do that. I think so.
Nicholas Jedglin, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Nicholas Jedglin, who's a sophomore, gets the interception. Dando comes out and takes a knee, and the Spartans are going to be content taking this to the break, up 14-0. But for the Chargers, they've been able to move the football. It's just being able to convert and put the ball in the end zone to kind of tally away and knock away at this Laurel lead, and unfortunately it's been turnovers that have been the bugaboo for the Chargers.
Turnovers, and they were able to convert those into 14 points. I mean, didn't know what happened on the last one because it was the end of the first half. But when you're turning around, one thing you cannot do is turn the football over. That is a hidden stat in any league that you play in. The more turnovers that you have, those are converted to points, and that ultimately kills you.
Well, 24 minutes are the books here from the Joe Walton Stadium, Robert Morris University, Moon Township. It's the Panera Bread Bowl Game of the Week here on the Champs Sports Network. Charlie and I are back with the second half. 14-0, Spartans on top of the Chargers in the Battle of the Knights.
Yeah, championship fever with the flows I kick up.
What Panera has been about since the day we began it was creating the kind of food that we wanted to serve to our own families. We wanted a place with soul. We wanted a place that was real. We start with artisan bread, handcrafted by professional bakers using fresh dough. It just tastes better. Fresh food served on real plates with real silverware in an environment that allows you to sit and relax. Making today better is a belief that you should leave feeling better than when you came in.
Charlie Batch, founder, Best of the Batch Foundation.
We're all in this together.
We don't have community centers. We don't have boys and girls clubs around here. So this right here, when you're impacting over 300 kids during a calendar year or during the summertime, I mean, it's one of those things that we're able to really make sure that we're focusing on these kids 8 weeks out of the summer, 4 days a week.
Shot!
Right there,
we had more of these type of organizations, we wouldn't have that much problems, I don't think, in town.
When I'm on the basketball court, I feel like a champion.
Well, when you see the smiles on the kids' faces, that's what it's all about. Because no matter how tired I am at the end of the day, no matter how hot it is when you're dealing with the summertime, when I see those smiles, I mean, it makes it all well worth it.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
I want to thank UPMC and the Dignity and Respect campaign for all their continued support. I look forward to working with you for years to come.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
Hi folks, Matt Popshock here from the PIHL Network, and if you're looking for professional video production at the lowest price, you need to talk to Rubino Productions. From TV commercials to music videos, from marketing to live event coverage, Rubino Productions provides a wide range of video services. Hey, Rubino even does weddings. Visit them on the web at rubinoproductions.com.
The Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week on the Champs Sports Network, brought to you by Panera Bread. Go to PaneraBread.com and see how you can get your breakfast started off right with a breakfast sandwich. By the Best of the Batch Foundation. For more information on what they do throughout a calendar year, log on to batchfoundation.org. Welcome back to Moon Township and Joe Walton Stadium, where it is the Spartans of Laurel leading the Chargers of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 14-0 in this Battle of Knights. Back along with Charlie Batch, I'm Matt Farago. Glad you made us a part of your Week 3 high school football experience, where Laurel has gone out to a quick 14-point advantage, Charlie, and really it's been quiet since. The Chargers have moved the football, but all of their drives have ended in turnovers, and that's obviously what Bill Daniels and the Chargers need to work on for the next 24 minutes.
And you just can't have it. I mean, they're drive killers. You can see in the first half of this ball game, turning the football over results in no points, and that's the only way that they can get in this football game. And that's not something that really is crucial, because everybody's blamed. Everybody can sit back and say, yeah, you know, we threw an interception, but it's not Joe's fault when you look back, and not all of it, because again, if he had some help, he had some drop passes there that could have resulted in change of field position there, and missed tackles by OLSH defense. So it's not something that's overly critical right now, but they just have to eliminate some of those mistakes to get back in this football game in the second half.
All Spartans to get the football first, fielded from the 12, 15, 20, 25, across the 30-yard line, and finally upended at the 35. Spartans with decent field position to be in this first drive of this second half. And a 14-point lead, and Dando and company, Charlie, can come out here and really make this real difficult for the Chargers if they go down here and put another touchdown on the board.
Put another touchdown on the board, and you can see he played a great first half. 135.4 passer rating in the first half. 50% of his passes are completed, and that helps with some of those long passes that he was able to complete, run, catch opportunities that resulted in big plays. So let's see how he starts out in the second half.
Only attempted 4 passes in the first half. He went 2 of 4 for 85 yards in that first half, and we have a pre-snap penalty. It's going to be a false start against the Spartans, so marching back 5 yards will be first down at 15 to get things started. But Clayton Sharrock has been the story, though, for the Spartans, as he's hauled in both touchdowns. He only has 2 catches, but they've been very meaningful. Both of them going the distance, 85 yards receiving, and averaging 42 yards a catch.
And it was impressive. And I don't know if he'll be able to come back into this ball game, but something that he's a big player in making big plays in that offense.
Sweep here to the near side is bottled up. Tom Mara. Sharrock was the ball carrier. Picks up 2 yards, second down and 13. Lost 2 on that one. No, he got 2.
Which one is it, fellas?
I'm getting told mixed messages here. Should just take my own word for it. Bubble screen here to the near side, completed, and down to the 40-yard line. On the reception for the Spartans was Matthew Conway, brought down by Joey Siebes, who, it's tough. I mean, he's, I don't know how many snaps he's missed, but it hasn't been many, maybe all of 5 snaps all of this game. Siebes seems like he's playing every snap. That's tough to do as a quarterback.
It's tough to do, but you're young. You want to go out there and you can play everything. You're probably playing special teams, and we haven't even figured that out yet.
Another screen pass completed here to the near side, and the ball came loose. Ball's on the floor. Chargers have it. And coming up with the football for the Chargers, jumping on the football, that was Nick Metz, who recovered the fumble. And every time we think Laurel's going to be able to take this one and run away with it, the Chargers come up back with a play that we think is able to keep them in this ball game.
And they've been doing that throughout the first half, and then they just have to figure out a way to put points on the board. And they haven't been able to do it. They created 2 turnovers in this ball game already. We talk about 3 turnovers on the OLSH side, but they created 2 on the defensive side. So they now figure out a way. They're not out of this ball game, and I'm interested to see how the pep talk at halftime, is going to inspire these guys coming out on their first drive.
Especially offensively, as they come out first down at 10 from the 40-yard line. And it will be handoff off the right side, and now bouncing it back out, weaving his way through and getting back to the 40-yard line. No gain of the play, so it'll be second down at 10.
Nice job of just getting back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like there was going to be a loss of 3 or 4 there, but just take what you can get, put your head down, try to get back to the line of scrimmage, because that play right there, that's the best play that could possibly happen there, because it just didn't develop the way that it should have.
Vanasco on the stop for the Spartans after the no-gainer. It'll be second down at 10, and we do have an injured Spartan down on the turf. 10:20 to play. And we're going to check on this, one of the linemen down for the Spartans. Next week on the Champ Sports Network's Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week, we head to Beaver County to see the Warriors of Central Valley take on the Blackhawk Cougars, and talk about 2 teams in the Parkway Conference that are going in opposite directions. The Cougars 0-2, could be 0-3 after tonight, and Central Valley well on their way to 3-0. You given us an update earlier, well in hand with Chartiers Valley. So kind of 2 teams on going opposite sides. However, one of their losses of the 2 so far, I'm not going to count out tonight just yet, but one of their 2 losses, they did not have their Division I quarterback Chandler Kincaid. He was out against the game against Moon, which they only lost by 8. So inevitably, Blackhawks going to be a better squad with him at the helm, and hopefully we can see Joe Hamilton and the Cougars put something together.
No, they will, and it's going to be an exciting game next week. And it's something that really, when you look back, regardless, I mean, this is going to be a rival game to a certain degree out there. So both teams will be amped, they'll be ready to play, and that's going to be a big game to watch.
After the timeout, for the injury, of course, second down at 10. They'll give it off to Joe Cerveni, and Cerveni plowing forward into the scrum and coming back out of it down to the 33-yard line on the stop, Raymond Scala. The third down and 3 coming up, and Cerveni's been a hard runner and no doubt got the bulk of the carries here tonight.
He did, and I mean, he's doing a wonderful job. And when you look at that offensive line, they're doing a nice job of pushing the line of scrimmage. They're dominating that line of scrimmage and opening up those holes. And those big guys up front, you have to give them a lot of credit because that's allowing the running game to get going.
Siebes under center. Takes the snap, it turns around and gives it off to Cerveni, who cuts back and makes one miss at the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Joe Cerveni, what a cut. That burst him free for the first down and getting down to the 21, where he was finally tackled by Josh Dando.
And they're finding a soft spot on the left side of that line because there's a lot of their big plays have come from that side. So as you look back, let's look for maybe a counter or continue to dominate again when you're sending two backs up into that hole.
13-yard carry for Joe Cerveni. And Cerveni gets a call again and is in some traffic, spins his way forward and is able to pick up 3 yards, a hard-earned 3 yards, down to the 19-yard line. And I'll give him 2 as we tick down to almost under 9 minutes to play, 9:10 on a moving third quarter clock. The Chargers trail 14-0, and yet again, Charlie, here's this opportunity. They've had it 3 times where they've been right around between the 30 and 20-yard line where they end up turning the football over and killing the drive. This is where they need to convert here.
This is where they need to convert. Last time that they were down here, the play action worked, booting to the left. Let's see if they have. Let's see if they do it again.
Falling forward, picking up another 2.
And again, it goes back, as I was describing the last play, stumbled a little bit there because, again, handoff. They're running into each other. This is the 3rd time that it happened today. And you just can't allow that on a simple handoff to the right because it messes the timing up of the blocking schemes.
Peluso was able to cut through and make the tackle as it's 3rd down and 6. From the 17-yard line. And they give it off to Cerveni, and he follows his blockers, and then the blocking cuts down, and he'll fight his way forward for another 3 yards as he almost dove forward to pick up extra yardage, and he's going to be 2 yards short of the sticks. And it was Peluso who made the tackle at the 13-yard line. So 4th down and 2 coming up. And a crucial 4th down here for the Chargers. 4th
down, let's see what they do. I mean, last time they got in this situation, again, I'm a big fan of the run-pass option. Let's see if they boot to the left because that's where a lot of their success has come from.
Under center is Siebes. Long snap count, trying to get him to jump. And I think they got the defense to jump there on the hard count by Siebes. And they did.
That's a risky call there. Yeah. Very risky because, again, you may gain 5 yards on that particular play, but if you lose it, now it takes you out of a manageable 4th down opportunity there. Gutsy call by the coach, and they went hard count, and they were able to convert.
That's where you have to wonder if they didn't get the defense to jump off sides, you quickly call a timeout if you don't get them to jump.
Right.
But 1st down at 10, Siebes trying to cut away and able to pole vault his way inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Be 2nd down and goal. Gain of 4. Jacob Wilson, the tackler for the Spartans, with under 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. And Chargers can punch in a touchdown here. This game becomes a lot more interesting for the final quarter and a half.
It is, and this is the best drive of the day. And you can turn around, they literally are putting the ball on the ground, and they're going to stick with that throughout the entire drive.
They give it off to Cerveni, and he's in traffic. Bottled up. A little extracurricular there. A little extra pushing and shoving away from the play. And for the Chargers and for the Spartans, you need to back away, because either way, a 15-yard penalty here is going to hurt one side or the other respectively.
Right, and when you look back, it doesn't hurt Laurel as much because here you are inside your 5-yard line. But if they were to call a penalty, that would have went against OLSH, and now you're taking you back 15 yards. They can't be, that foolish in this particular situation, not when you're this close to scoring.
So 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Under 6 to play, 3rd quarter. Seeves throwing under center, hands it off, it's Cerveni. Diving forward, down to about the 2. So 4th down and goal coming up from the 2-yard line. And history has shown us their 4th down play calling has been less than spectacular.
It has been, but you have no other option.
What are you calling here, Coach?
I'm calling going run play action pass here. Give me, put him on the corner. When you look back and you tell me I want Joe on the corner, I'm taking that matchup. Right, set up perfectly, because here you are on that right hash. Boot to the left where you have a lot of success, and he's fast enough to get to the corner if he needs to do that.
Here we go, 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. Handoff, Cerveni diving, second effort. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Chargers. Joe Cerveni from 2 yards away, and boy, he got it by an inch as he crosses the plane from 2 yards. And the Chargers are on the board with 5:04 to play in the 3rd.
They are on the board. A nice drive, here in the 3rd quarter. Coming out of the half, being able to put points on the board, now it changes the whole dynamic of this game, because you don't have to feel like I'm in hurry-up mode or I have to press the tempo a little bit to get back into this football game. It's only a 1-possession game right now, and you have to feel good if you're OLSH coming out of the half.
Extra point. Kick is up, and that one found its way through the poles. 5:04 to play here in the 3rd, and it's Laurel 14, Chargers 7. 1-score ball game, and for the Chargers have to feel good about their defense has played spectacularly after giving up the 2 big plays. That's really what the Chargers have been burnt on, is the big play. That small, methodical running game of Laurel wasn't working and hasn't worked throughout the game, but if Laurel wants to do something here, it's going right back down the field and going back up by 14.
Going back up by 14. And if I'm OLSH on this particular kickoff, I don't even kick it deep. I want to figure out, let me try to squib it down and to pin them down and see inside that 20-yard line and force them to drive, because that's where they had their success in the first half. Now it'll be interesting to see how they come out. Momentum now is shifting to the Charger side, and it's going to, I love where it's going right now.
We believe the kicker's Greg Strong, listed as 9, wearing 3, but we'll get confirmation on that. Give credit where credit's due. Extra point tacked on. He's the only one listed as the kicker on a roster that doesn't have many kickers. So. Don't forget to save the date, Monday, November 11th, 2013, live from Latitude 40 in Robinson Township for the 7th annual In the Pocket with Charlie Batch. Get a chance to play bowling, ping pong, pool, poker, and auction from 7 to 11 p.m. And here's a returner on the far side. Got some room, 30, 35, up across the 40-yard line. And a big return for the Spartans, and flags come flying out late down the far sidelines. So we're going to check the flag. The tackle, John Truskowski, made the tackle, the sophomore for the Chargers, but it might be coming back against the Spartans here.
And when you have a return like that, that's why I wouldn't have kicked it deep there, because now you're losing momentum. Squib it, allow them to go back out there, get in your lanes, drive on the football, but unfortunately they got out of their lanes, allow the returner to get to the outside, but there is a penalty that's going to push them back, and that's just something that you cannot do, and that's a good learning situation right there when you have to watch the film tomorrow to make sure on those special teams you have to stay disciplined.
That was a block in the back call that will move the Spartans back. They will spot the football at the 27? Yep, 27-yard line. That touchdown drive for the Chargers encompassing 40 yards. Under 5 minutes to play, 14-7 here in the third quarter. And Daniel lost the football. Ball's on the floor. Chargers say they have it. A scrum for the football. And I think the officials are going to say it stays with the Spartans, and they sure enough do. Oh, boy, that would have been a huge, you talk about momentum. That would have been huge.
That would have been huge, and that would have changed the whole dynamics of this football game. But you can see right now that OLSH defense is going after the football because they feel like they can create turnovers.
Second down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Handoff right up the middle and trying to pull away from Charger defenders. Kind of falling on everyone was Nick Metz, and he finally put an end to that scrum. That's going to make it a third down and 1 for the Spartans. And yeah, that right there could have been 3 for 3 on turnovers, and Spartans could be well ahead in this game if it wasn't for the turnover bug, which it seems like both teams have caught.
And now it seems like they're settling down, but again, it's always about those turnovers. And here you are, getting this third quarter and into the third quarter as we head to here, making sure you want to know what. Let's figure out a way to settle down, go out here and drive the football, because that's something that, at least from Laurel's side, they haven't been able to do yet in this second half.
So the Spartans take a timeout and gives us a chance to say this a little slower after that nice return. The 7th annual In the Pocket with Charlie Batch, Monday, November 11th. From Latitude 40 in Robinson Township. Bowling, ping pong, pool, poker, and auction. Come play with Charlie, Steelers players, and other local celebrities. That doesn't include me. We don't know why, but
you're a celebrity. Come on, Matt.
I'm not. I wasn't invited.
You're a celebrity, dude.
I do have a head cut out tonight.
That's when you know you're big time. When you show up at a stadium and they have a head cut out.
You have one too.
No. But again, it was only because you had one, so they felt bad for me.
I think that's what. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. So In the Pocket with Charlie Batch. That's close this year.
That is close. I'm looking forward to it.
Be out here in the West Hills. Dando on the keeper, falling forward, needed 1, got 3 to the 39-yard line. And that will move the sticks for the Spartans, 14-7. Our score. Abby Eunice on the tackle. Handoff right up the middle to the 45-yard line. Ball carrier for the Spartans, Joshua Dando. Tom Morrow, the stop for the Chargers. Second down and 5. 3:10 to play here in the third. From that pistol formation, Dando taking the snap with 4 wide receivers, throwing out to the near side, and he dropped the football and then took a lick too.
That's a reason right there. You're going to get hit either way. You might well catch the football.
That was Matthew Conway, the intended receiver. Third down at 5. Twins out to the far side left. And we have some whistles. Oh, the clock was running, so they're going to need to reset the clock. So 2:42 is where they're going to keep it. Almost got some motion there from offensive Dando, rolling out, pressure barreling down, ball's up into the air, and it's intercepted by the Chargers at the 50-yard line. 45-40 all the way down to the 35-yard line. The Chargers having life. Tom Mara playing center field, looking like Andrew McCutcheon fielded that one, as that one was a can of corn in center field, and he was able to make the catch. And the Chargers set up 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, and all the momentum. But an injured Charger, it looks like it might be Cedric Gray that might be down. But how about the pick? Ball, one of the big guys got a hand on the football rather, and Tom Mara comes up with it.
And you can see penetration on it by the defensive line, put pressure into his face, forced him to throw the football, not at the time that he wanted to, but ball deflected in the air. You can see Mara coming in. It was almost like, you want to know what, I'm going to go get it regardless. And I was going to run anybody over in my way, caught the football, and he did. He ran the quarterback over, in the process. And that's something, of course, frustration-wise, when you're Dando by throwing the interception, but when you go in and want to make that tackle and you take the lick that you did, that's going to hurt tomorrow.
10-yard return for Tom Mara, the injured Charger being tended to. Do you like the baseball reference? I have to just throw that. They're on, they're winning.
They are.
They are winning. You went out to a couple Bucco games so far, right?
Yeah, they were pretty good. They lost 1-1, so I figured, you know what, let me just stay off the bandwagon.
I've been to 30 this year.
And they probably won 22. You're 22-8?
Yeah.
See? That's pretty good.
But do you keep up on that, or
Man.
Does that get posted in the Post-Gazette or something? How do you know?
I mean, you just bring people luck. And right here, you're trying to bring OLSH back and bring them a little luck so these Chargers can turn around and tie this football game.
Oh, man. Yeah. Needing quite a bit of help to get off on the near sideline. That is Cedric Gray, one of the receivers for the Chargers. And when you don't have numbers, you can't afford the injuries.
And that's unfortunate. Hopefully it's not too serious down there. He couldn't put pressure on his leg walking off the field that he needed help to get off. And, let's see. Hopefully we see him.
Ball's on the floor. It's loose, and the Spartans have the football. Yes, they do. The Chargers, this is the second time in this game where one team has turned the football over and then the corresponding team turns it over on the next play. That's now the second time that's happened. Laurel gets the football, and momentum doesn't even know which way to go at this point.
Doesn't even know. I mean, that's turnovers got to a point where they were 3-3 on both sides. But again, this is the fourth time running the football to the right, that the timing of it between the quarterback and running back was not there. 3 times they got away with it. This time they didn't, and the ball, unfortunately, is turned over, and momentum is back on Laurel's side.
From the pistol, Dando handing it off, and that was a little bit of interesting on the exchange there. Jay Flug on the stop for the Chargers. Picks up 2 yards, 2nd down at 8 coming up.
I'm looking back, play action pass. You want to change the momentum, play action and throw one deep.
And a handoff here right up the middle. Picks up 9 yards and a Spartan 1st down out to the 46-yard line. Eric Hall on the stop. It'll be 1st down at 10 from the 37-yard line. 47-yard line. Hand off to the left side, no gain. On the carry for the Spartans that time was Matthew Conway, the junior. Second down, 10 coming up.
I'm telling you, you're right in position in that pistol set play action pass. I want to see it.
Back to pass. Here comes pressure. Throwing over the middle. It's tipped around and caught at the 35-yard line. What a juggling catch. Here to the near side. On the reception is Spencer Polonium.
Nice job by Spencer there making a play. If Dando puts that ball in front of him, that might have scored. But unfortunately, it was a little behind him. He did a good job of concentrating on the football and was able to haul it in for a huge gain on this particular time. You were, right in that situation was a prime time to try to take a shot down the field, and they were able to convert.
Back to pass, Dando throwing, and it is caught in traffic inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. In traffic once again, guess who's making the catch? Clayton Sharrock. The 5'8", 155-pound junior has played out of his mind, and maybe does he catch his third touchdown?
I don't know. When you look back, he did a nice job of stutter stepping the linebacker there to allow the timing of the play. He actually accelerated up the field, ball a little underthrown, but he did a nice job of coming back to the football, securing that catch and putting them inside the 10.
22 and 26 yards respectively on the last two passing catches. Dando, 2 went in motion there, and
yeah, that'll be a flag on the play.
Ball came loose, but they're going to roll him down, and we're going to get the penalty here. Big play coming up here, Charlie.
This is a big play, and when you look back, 2 men in motion, those are penalties that will kill you from an offensive standpoint, but at least allows the head coach, to harp on those mistakes and say, hey, this has nothing to do with OLSH in that particular situation. 2 men can't move. We lost 5 yards, and now go from a first and goal from the 5 to now a first and goal from the 10. And, with the way that they've been throwing the football, obviously as you get into the red zone, it shortens the field, so it makes those passing windows a lot smaller.
All right, 3 quarters are in the books. Our Panera Bread Bowl game of the week. I'm going to have my friend Logan take us out.
Hi, I'm Logan D'Angelo. The Panera Bread Bowl game of the week. We'll be right back on the Champ Sports Network.
Time for dinner.
What Panera has been about since the day we began it was creating the kind of food that we wanted to serve to our own families. We wanted a place with soul. We wanted a place that was real. We start with artisan bread, handcrafted by professional bakers using fresh dough. It just tastes better. Fresh food, served on real plates with real silverware in an environment that allows you to sit and relax. Making today better is a belief that you should leave feeling better than when you came in.
Welcome back to Robert Morris University, Joe Alden Stadium, and our Panera Bread High School Football Game of the Week. Charlie, I think I lost my job. Logan's going to be taking it here very shortly.
He is. He's ready. He's been itching, chomping at the bit to get on the microphone, and there you go. You let him have it. I don't know if you'll get it back.
I had to pull it off of him during the break. Man. First down and 10 for the Spartans. They go to work. On the option play, Dando stacked up. Back and thrown back at around the 8-yard line. 7-8 yard line. Man, these guys can't make up their minds in here.
You can't. So. It's 7. When you look back, here you are, 2nd and 7. They ran the option on that play, but if he was patient, he could have got to the outside, pitched the football, and he was able to get the corner. Let's see if they come back to that option play in this drive.
Under center, 2nd down at 7. Rolling out, throwing into the corner of the end zone, and that is caught for the Laurel touchdown. In the far side of the end zone, hauled in by Spencer Pulliam, a 5'11" senior.
Nice job on the play-action play. You can sit back, be as much success as they had running the football. Play action, put the ball in the back corner in the end zone where only your receiver can make a play on. And you can see the cornerback didn't have a chance to make a play.
Extra point. That got through.
And over the scoreboard again.
Back into, I think that hit McDonald's this time over there. Jeez, oh man. Someone's going to, driving on Beaver Grade Road and have a football in their windshield. And they didn't build this stadium thinking about this kid, did they?
Not at all.
I think Joe Walton here at Robert Morris, when they play Dayton here tomorrow afternoon, could use his leg. I think any.
Hey, they're probably out here recruiting too.
Yeah, I bet.
Wow, this guy can really kick the football.
21-7. Well, it wasn't right after, but it was responding to the Charger touchdown. They go back up 14, and the Spartans leading with 11:18 to play in regulation.
Yeah, you can see the momentum was definitely shifting to the Charger side, and unfortunately, the turnover was created. Again, they were able to now convert that into points. You have 4 turnovers by the Chargers, 3 of them converted into touchdowns. I mean, that's something that you just can't happen if you're trying to get back into the football game.
11:18 here in the fourth quarter. Spartans to put the football in the air. You want $50? He puts this one in the end zone. If he does, I get $50. If he doesn't, I'll give you $50.
How deep in the end zone? Yeah, he had one at the 2 yards in it, and he kicked one out of the end zone.
I'm gonna go 3 yards deep. Go halfway. What do we got?
Oh, it was 2.5. Oh. It was 2.5. Oh man! Wow. Half a yard short. Paying you $50.
I'll pay you, Panera.
There you go. I'll take the credit.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I don't like having debt. I don't like being in debt to anyone. Pretty good deal. You haven't had Panera yet. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
You have it right there. First down at 10 for the Chargers. Handoff off the right side. Cervetti cutting back against the grain. 2-yard pickup. And very nice. Thank you. We were of course talking about the head cutouts, but the OLSH cheerleaders doing a great job with the Batch Foundation logo and the Panera logo on the signs and welcoming you, and very, very warm welcome.
Yes, I mean, it was fantastic to go down, hang out with the cheerleaders, hang out with the student section. I mean, it's been a nice time all around, and you can see school spirit as they come out and support their Chargers.
That is Joe Siebes on the quarterback keeper. He's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the sticks. And 3rd down and short coming up here for the Chargers. And if they want to have a chance in this one, they need to put something together on this drive and preferably quickly.
Yes, they have to. They have to pick the tempo up offensively. And understand, yes, you're running the football and having a lot of success, but in order to get back into this football game, you're going to have to get chunks, and big chunks, in a hurry.
Third and 2 from the 28-yard line. 3-man setback. Hand it off. Third back through. It's Cervetti. And he's very close, and it looks like he might be the length of a football short. of the 30-yard line. So 4th and inches, and you would assume 9:35 to play. You're going to sneak this one in for a first down.
Yeah, you have to. But again, they're thinking maybe you're going to convert, but here they are lining up in the punt formation. I don't think this is the time to punt the football. You have to go for it, especially your fourth and less than a 1 that you're talking about. This may be the only opportunity that you have to get back in this football game. But again, you're going to punt it to Laurel. They have to think about this one.
Yeah, they are going to think about it. I think Bill Daniels listening to the broadcast and heard what you had to say and said, you know what, Charlie might be right here. We got to take a timeout, talk this one over. Evan, I think you've had a couple moments already this year where you've said something, I don't like this decision. Next thing you know, they're calling a timeout. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you go back, you're like, okay, I should punt the football, or this is the right thing to do from, schematic standpoint, ratios, whatever the coaches tend to do. But when you're trying to get back in this football game, you may not get it back again with only down 14 points. You have to go out here and try to figure out the score on this conversion, because you never know how it's going to unfold if you convert this 4th down and put points on the board. But even though your quarterback, Joe, he turned the football over 3 times, I still don't take the ball out of his hands. I still allow him to go out there, and if you have confidence in him that he can make plays, allow him to throw the football.
Well, they heard what you had to say. They're going to go for it now. And they got it, all that and more, finally stacked up. And forward progress needed about a yard, and
he got 6.
Yeah, he did get 6.
They should have did that earlier in the game. Whenever they had a 4th down situation, they ended up running into each other, quarterback, running back. You should just quarterback sneak, especially when you're less than 1 yard. If your line cannot get you a half of a yard, you want to know what? That's disappointing. You have to believe in your offensive line. And you're going out there, you're telling them, I believe in you if you go out there on 4th and 1 and try to convert.
Cerveni gets the call, first down at 10, across the 40, up to the 41-yard line. And Kyle Forbes, among others, on the stop for the Spartans. And it will be 2nd down and 5 after the pickup of 5.
Yeah, pick up a 5. I just want to see Laurel pick their tempo up a little. OLSH pick their tempo up a little bit, because they're going at the same tempo as if it was a 7-point ball game, and it's not. You have to go out here, score in a hurry, put pressure defensively, and try to get the ball back. That's the only way that you're going to be able to score 14 points here in the 4th quarter.
They've gone and lined up in the shotgun a couple times before. I almost like to see it in this situation, but 2nd down and 5 from the 41-yard line, and on the bootleg, there's pressure, and Siebes in trouble and able to escape one and finally get bogged down and lose 4 yards in the play. Now it will be 3rd down and 9, and it's almost a mystery that the offensive line of the Chargers is getting such a significant push on running plays, yet can't hold their blocks when they're going back to pass.
Well, again, it goes back to rolling out to the right. You cannot do that. All of your play action has to go to the left. That's where you had the majority of your success, when you have a defensive end like Richard Stewart out there that's causing the penetration from that right side. You can't allow that to happen, and that's something from an offensive or coordinating standpoint. You have to be able to make yourself aware that I can't do it and start rolling to the left.
Here's pressure, running into his own guy, and now Siebes trying to get something going and will be stacked up and thrown down for no gain of the play. And there's a flag that comes flying in, and I don't know, is that going to be against the Chargers or the Spartans? If it's against the Spartans, I think it is. This is going to be a first down, 15-yard penalty, and a first down for an unsportsmanlike conduct when you had them dead to rights. This was 4th down coming up. There it is. Wow.
Maybe that's the play that gets them back in this football game. Now here you are with an opportunity with the ball on the right hash. Roll out to the left. Play action to the left. This is what you have to do. And I understand you lost Gray to an injury and he's not coming back in this football game, but your tight ends are getting open.
they've done a good job of getting open, crossing routes, out routes. Call the game open and not be afraid to call plays because your starting receiver is out the football game right now.
You have to wonder, Joe Siebes has handled things quite admirably and really continued to bounce back. Having to have that short memory and keep everything in the rearview mirror as far as what you've done to this point in this game as Cerveni gets the call and lowers his shoulder and fights his way forward. Cerveni up to the 41-yard line before meeting Bo Welch. But Bill Mulcahy, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, the starting quarterback for the Chargers, 12 to 14 weeks, and he won't be walking for a while. It's a tough way. You hate to see any student athlete go down like that.
And that's a tough injury, especially early in the season too. You never want to see any injury, but he didn't get a chance to play the season, and for him to have to watch this game, it's tough. And I know I've been in that situation.
Well, bootleg to the right and then back to the left, and I don't know what was going on that one. Back to the 44-yard line on the loss, and there's another late flag that came flying in. And is this going to be another personal foul that gets the Chargers another first down? Peluso, the stop. They picked up the flag, so third down coming up for the Chargers. Boy, that would have been huge. Again.
Yeah, luckily for Laurel there that they didn't have another penalty call.
Well, they're going to go shotgun here on third down. Trips out to the far side left, the long side of the field, and the ball's on the near hash. Back to pass. Here comes pressure. It's a jailbreak blitz, and they got him. Ball came out. They're going to say he was down, but he's all the way back in Charger territory, back at their own 48-yard line. And Joe Siebes had no chance as half of the defensive unit of Laurel was in the backfield.
Well, it's tough when they bring the blitz from both sides, outside pressure, and nobody fans out to pick that particular blitz up. You don't stand a chance if you're out there as a quarterback. I don't care who you are, to be able to come out of that. It's just a very difficult situation to be in. And now it puts you in a 4th and 17 situation. I don't know how many plays you have in your playbook for a 4th and 17 situation, but we're going to see what they come up with.
Oh, here we go. 4th down at 17 with under 5 minutes to go. And timeout called from the Chargers. So they want to flip back through this one and see if Coach can't find that 4th down 17 play.
Yeah, it looked like initially it was going to be a draw, and I don't think
they were going to pick 17
up.
Yeah,
they were going to pick 17 up. It looked like they may have been coming with the same blitz from the outside and maybe thinking that, hey, we can catch them off guard by popping something up inside. If I'm OLSH right here, what I do is actually just firm up the protection. I'll let one go deep, and maybe you might get a pass interference call just because you have nothing to lose in this particular situation. Maybe the catch, maybe a penalty. If not, you never know. Maybe he scores. But right now,
just go deep.
Just go deep.
Well, they lost 11 yards in the last 2 plays, have the Chargers. So they can only go forward in this situation on now a 4th down, and we're going to call it a little less. They're going to call it now 16, 4th down and 16. But when we were talking about Bill Mulcahy, and he's hopeful to get back. The athletic programs here at OLSH have been quite impressive. The baseball team went to the WPIAL championship for the first time in school history last year. They're back again. The basketball team is supposed to do quite well. It's a good time to be a Charger. Not right now, but overall the athletic programs here at OLSH have been very impressive over the last few years.
Yeah, and it's good to see, and you can see the support coming out here for their football program. And it's fun to watch.
Screenplay set up to Cerveni, and he made the catch and then got popped hard. They're only going to get 3 yards on the pass and catch. Joe Siebes to Joe Cerveni, and that is going to make it a turnover on downs, and the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 with 4:13, and really one thing in mind, to churn the final 4 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock.
Right, and you can see, the way Laurel went in this second half. Last drive threw the ball. They had 2 huge completions. They set them up down the field inside that 5-yard line. They were able to punch the football in to give them a 14-point lead. Let's see what they do. They've been running the football, but pistol is their formation, and let's see if they continue to run that.
4th and 13. Or 4:13 to play. First down at 10. Wow. You gotta get some of that Panera coffee. We'll hand off to the left side. On the carry for the Spartans, Matthew Conway, and Cerveni on the tackle, going right back to work is Joe Cerveni.
And they are. Right now you're in 4-minute mode. Your job is just to try to get 2 first downs in this ball game. And if you can do that, you can take a knee and go on back home and feel good about yourself with the job that you did tonight.
It's important victory for both of these teams in the section. Laurel's going to be out of the section next week, so really important for them to go 2-1 in a section that really has only 2 teams really firmly planted in the playoff picture. Handoff there that picks up a yard, but there's really only 2 teams that are firmly planted, and we saw both of them last night, Stowe Rocks and Neshannock, and those teams might not only be the top 2 in the section, but they also may be one of the top 2 in the classification in Class Single A. You got to put Clarendon. I still put Clarendon ahead of both of them, but between Neshannock and Stowe Rocks, that game, I don't know, did you catch any of that last night?
No, I didn't, but I heard it was a good one down the wire.
Should have had that one. 3rd down and 5. Dando on the keeper. And lowering his shoulder, 2nd and 3rd, 4th effort. Picking up the first down and down to the 37-yard line. Nick Metz on the stop. They'll move the chains, and after they reset, we'll wind the clock. Finished up batch packs this past week?
Yeah, finished up batch packs. We gave out over 2,500 batch packs in total, and we gave out over 200 school supplies. So it's really fantastic. You can see, the teachers were more surprised than anything when you walk in and you actually hand them something when they're expecting it to go to the students. So, anything that we can continue to do, and really thanks for all the help of our supporters. Without them, we wouldn't have been able to make this possible and make it another successful year with handing out school supplies. This is our 8th year doing this, and it's fantastic. So I just want to thank everybody involved who helped make our dreams reality.
Yeah, UPMC Health Plan, the sponsor behind that, and also Costco's donating a lot of the school supplies, and have to thank them all.
I knew that. You knew you were going to hear about that. 2nd down and 4.
Hit off right up the middle. And got some room, bouncing it to the outside, into the end zone. Touchdown Spartans from 31 yards away. The Spartans locking up a victory on the road. On the run and on the touchdown. Wearing 34, Matthew Conway, the 5'6" junior, goes 31 yards for the Spartan touchdown, and really puts a cap on this one with 1:32 to play and the extra point pending, which we just get to see how far up Beaver Grade Road he can kick this. And that one, that one got over the board again.
Nothing when you look at it. That was a great job by Laurel's offensive line, knowing they had to kill the football or kill the clock and drive the football down the field, but they were able to break a long one and really just close the game over. And it's something that, hats off to Laurel by coming in here and getting a big win when it was needed.
And Noah Wirtz, the junior kicker for the Spartans, who I would have liked to see tee up 55-yarder, see what he could do.
Hey, you never know. We're here at Robert Morris, and he's kicking it over that scoreboard. Maybe, you never know. Down the line, he may be kicking here permanently for 4 years to come out as a Colonial. So, if I'm Robert Morris, I'm watching this guy.
Minute 32 to play. No, we don't need
Fly casual. Gotta give some props to the chain crew. Nobody did, you guys. That's a good game.
Well, Spartans able to put a couple touchdowns on here later and lead this one 28-7. Well, the Chargers will take over at the 20-yard line, which at this point, can they just say, you know, it's inevitable he's going to kick it out. We'll just take it at the 20. Does it even need to come out here and do that?
Well, I'm sure he wants to practice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it gives them a chance to work on their kickoff coverage because you never know as you get in October football, the weather starts to change. You may now have to start covering those kicks, so at least you want to practice.
I don't think they'd like my idea anyway. 1 yard pickup on first down. Oh, I got bad news, Charlie. South Fayette did it again.
They lost again?
42-7. South Fayette.
Let's see. Why are we laughing up here? This is serious. This is my alma mater. I'm not sitting here laughing. I'm not sitting here laughing at OLSH right now because you're down in a football game. This hurts. This really does hurt. Everybody in the booth is laughing at me right now because my Ironman. They took one. This is the first loss of the season. They didn't turn around. And you don't want to know what? This is my emotions are. My feelings are hurt.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I tell you what, you know, a little sensitive there.
Yeah, I'm really sensitive. But you want to know what? We'll see Steel Valley in a couple weeks.
Right.
Then we'll have an opportunity to go out there and I'll see firsthand, you know, what they're doing out there.
Well, I mean, if anything, you know, it either proves how good South Fayette is again this year. Brett Brumbaugh, quarterback for South Fayette, is only a junior and going to break the WPL passing record eventually at some point. Yeah, but I was looking for. I thought it was going to be a good game. We sent a crew there.
You never know. It could have been 7-7 going into the fourth.
Yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, and you'll be happy to know South Fayette is moving to AAA next year. So. They are a bigger school, as is Laurel compared to OLSH.
Well, I mean,
Laurel's almost a double-A school compared to the Chargers, who, if there was a class lower than single A, they'd probably be there.
Well, I'm just hoping that we stay in double-A. I don't want.
Yeah,
we don't go down to single A.
Oh, you don't want clarity.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I just like double-A ball because I played in double-A.
Yeah, and Aliquippa, who's a single-A team, plays up. I think you will be a component of not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, years ago, Steel Valley, they used to play up in the AAA.
Right there, Handoff, or no, now throwing and completing the pass at the first down sticks, and the ball came loose.
No, it didn't come loose. I think they marked him down, but that play right there, they should have ran that play early in the second half because they were able to now get around the edge, and unfortunately that play comes a little late, but I love the execution of the play.
Chargers get a first down, and this is going to be the final play of the game. If they get it off here, nope, they won't. That's it. Laurel Spartans defeat the OLSH Chargers here tonight by the final score of 28-7. And Laurel came out in the second half. They took a blow from the Chargers, who make it a 7-point game, but then are able to rally off another 14 points unanswered and take home a 28-7 win. And, you know, coming down from Newcastle to Moon Township, big win on the road. Yet again, for the third week in a row, the road team wins the Panera Bread Bowl Game of the Week.
Third team, you talked about it earlier in the game. Road teams are winning big games on the road. For this game, literally, you could talk about, you know, turnovers. You know, it was 4-3 in the turnover battle.
Laurel just came out here. They played very well, and when they needed to open up the football game, they relied on Dando's arm to push him down the field. He made some big plays. He delivered, and hats off to this Laurel team for coming and getting the victory.
For the Chargers, they go down to 1-2 on the year in the section, and they will. It doesn't get any easier for the Chargers. Let's just say that, as the Stowe Rocks Vikings will come to Joe Walton Stadium next Friday night. And Stowe Rocks, after a huge win last night against the Shannock, they're going to be coming with a head of steam. I'm thinking they're the best team in single A now after they got back a little bit of revenge after losing last year to the Shannock. As for the Spartans, who improved to 2-1, they go out of the section. They'll host Springdale before returning to section play, going and traveling to the Scotties of Union.
The Scotties of Union.
I knew you wanted to say it.
Yeah, I did. Now, where's Union located at?
That's north? That Newcastle area?
Okay, up in Newcastle, okay.
Yeah. So a little closer.
But I think when you look back and either way, it's not going to get any easier for both teams. Right now, they're starting to get into the heat of their thick of their schedule, and OLSH, like you said, they're playing Stowe Rocks, and Stowe Rocks is playing some of their best ball, and they want to show that they continue to dominate this division and go out and prove that they can now be and play from the top, because they talk about everybody else, and then it's Stowe Rocks. So it's something that they'll continue to prove it, because they want to go down and they want a shot at Heinz Field later on this year, and I think they have the team to do it. When you look at Laurel's side, yeah, they're playing their Union next week, but can you build off of the momentum that you had tonight? You're coming in here, you're 2-1, you won the game, you're 2-1 heading into next week's game, and as you go out and now figure out a way, now we step out of conference play, you can go out here and get the job done, and that's going to be the challenge that Laurel has next week.
Yeah, for the Chargers, they fall 1-2 and trying to regroup, no doubt about it. But we'll see how this all plays out in Class Single A ball. I really think this is the greatest section in Class Single A. Clarendon is pretty much Clarendon and everybody else in that section. But this team, or this section, just seems like you have two great teams, I think, in Stowe Rocks and the Shannock. And then I think you have a lot of good teams. Laurel, Rochester. I think you could even throw. OLSH just didn't play their best game here tonight. But as for next week, we go up to AAA. We'll see the Blackhawk Cougars and the Central Valley Warriors in a Parkway Conference showdown. I love the Parkway Conference. Last year it was called the toughest conference in the country in high school football, because every year it's just a gauntlet, and it should be interesting. Joe Hamilton and Mark Lyons go at it as the coaches collide in our next week of Panera Bread Bowl's Game of the Week.
It will be interesting, and I'm excited to go out there and watch Central Valley. Last year, everybody thought they were going to be that team that went down to Heinz Field and represented in the AAA. Unfortunately, they didn't, because they got upset in the playoffs. Now it's redemption time for them. They want to go out there and prove that they belong. And last year, you want to know what? We didn't get it done, but now it's a new season. And I'm looking forward to that game next week. I don't think, a lot of people are talking about, maybe a blowout or whatnot, but you never know. You never know how this whole thing unfolds. And when you look back, at Central Valley, they are a very tough football team, but Blackhawk, let's not underestimate what they're going to bring to the table.
Yeah, they won tonight 49-0 over Chartiers Valley. That's a final. So the Warriors entering our Bread Bowl 3-0 and trying to put a lid on this home team curse that has kind of crept up on our Bread Bowl Game of the Week. But Charlie, it's fun as always.
Hey, Matt, you're the best.
Well, for Charlie Batch, man, hold on, I need a list. Jeff Wink, our statistician. OLSH, our spotter. Our executive producer, Logan D'Angelo. John Rubino, Bill Pinchotti. Tasha Wilson Batch. Stephon Arch, who's just standing there, but he's doing things. And we're going to go down to Andy Hughes, who has a couple interviews with our player of the game.
Thanks, Matt. This is Andy Hughes. I'm here on the field with running back of Laurel, Clayton Sherrick. And Clayton, you guys fought to the very end, got the victory. What really impressed you most about your team today?
What impressed me the most is we stuck with it and we didn't give up. But we didn't play as good as we planned on, but we just got to go back to practice and practice harder and get better every day.
And you got 2 touchdowns today. Take us through those scores you got today.
The first one, well, they were both on the same play. I was just wide open, got the ball and ran.
Now, let's talk about a little bit. Josh Dando had obviously a pretty good game today, helped the offense move the ball down the field.
Yeah, he did. He takes control of the offense, and he does very well.
Now, to have him effective, the offensive line needs to do well as well. Talk a little bit about the offensive line.
They're doing okay. We just need to get better. That's all we need to do, practice harder.
Now, there were some times where Our Lady of Sacred Heart had some good drives, but the defense and special teams seemed to pick up where they left off last week and still continue to succeed.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we practiced them very hard this week.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Matt and Charlie, back up to you.
But for all of us here at the Champ Sports Network, thanks so much for watching. This has been a presentation of the Champ Sports Network. Champions do play here. Until next week, our final score, the Spartans of Laurel 28, the Chargers of Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 7. Good night, everybody, from Moon Township. Charlie Batch joining us for the broadcast of baseball. Thanks for joining us. This should be a good one.